to the real and the scripted. Already starting off with a bang here. This is episode 9. Been away for a while.
It's been a while. Some would say it's been 1 week since you looked at this. All right, okay, I'm done. Okay, I'm done with it. All right, we're back. And we're back. Man, we got a lot of crap to talk about. Some good fights, some not so good fights.
Yeah. I think the Izzy fight was the first one when you
since the hiatus
took the vacation. So
we could start with that.
Yeah.
So Izzy had an eventful weekend that week because he finally revenged his boogeyman, I guess.
His kryptonite.
But then he also came out.
The savior has returned.
He also came out as a Andrew Tate sympathizer.
Oh, that's kind of weird, but I don't really care either way. I don't give a shit as long as he put Pereira out. That's pretty good.
That was one of the honestly, that was one of the best moments.
Satisfying.
Yeah.
I'd say that's probably the best moment of the year so far, probably.
Yeah. Me and Adam watched it because you weren't here, and we
lost it.
Yeah, as soon as he got rocked, we jumped up and said, "Oh, he's rocked!" And then we went out.
Get him! Fuck! Get him! that first right hand where you're like, "Oh shit! Get him!" Yeah. And he landed the next right hand, and you're like, "Oh my god! Oh my god!"
When we seen him crumble stiff, we were like, "Oh yeah!"
No.
Jumped up. That was up there with Leon head kicking Usman. Just one of those moments when we were sitting there on the edge of our seats. Well, I guess the Usman one was a little different because we were like,
this is bullshit. I can't believe he's just...
And then out of nowhere,
oh my god.
But this one, we were on the edge of our seats like, oh shit.
We call an ass clincher. Like, it was an ass clincher of a fight. We were like, God, I hope Izzy fucking pulls something out.
We knew it, too. As soon as the fight started, every time Pereira got close, Izzy was swinging.
Yeah, he was like,
I'm going to knock your ass out.
It was crazy.
He would when he put his hands up like that, and Pereira came in, and he 2 hooks.
I'm not going to lie. I was scared when he covered up, and then he ripped to the body, and then had that knee. I was like, oh,
I knew it. I knew it. I was like, he's playing possum. He's trying to get him in because those leg kicks. And I was like, he's trying to get him to come in, and that's because you see Izzy looking dead at him the whole time, and then he just fucking.
It's because if you watch even their kickboxing fights, that overhand right was hitting Pereira every time.
Izzy is clearly the better fighter. It's just Pereira. Pereira's one of those guys. Like even if you watch,
he has the late round power. Like his power doesn't go away.
He's like the MMA Deontay Wilder. Well, I guess that can also be Francis Ngannou.
Yeah,
but he gets carried by.
Well, I feel like Francis, once he gets tired, his power dwindles. Yeah, but for some reason, Pereira. That dude, his power never goes away. I don't care how tired he is.
Someone made this video on YouTube saying Pereira has terrible striking defense, and he's showing his kickboxing matches, his MMA matches. He does. He gets hit a lot. And
yeah, he just kind of walks them down or outlasts them.
He just has that kind of power that if he lands, it ends it.
Well, unless you're like Sean Strickland, you just get...
Sean Strickland sucks.
that would be one guy who would hear this podcast and would fly out to fight us. That would be one guy who would try to do that.
Yeah.
He'd be like, you know what, fuck it.
She's chewing on the cord.
Well, and then here comes another...
She literally bit it.
Ow.
But, I mean, yeah,
she's a Pereira fan.
Yeah. Cut this podcast right now.
Strickland does seem like that kind of guy.
He would. I feel like he
has... No girlfriend, no real friends. So he's like, oh, trolls online, I'll go beat him up. I can't beat up real fighters, so I'll go beat up random fighters.
So I'll go on to this new iteration of Bully Beatdown.
Yeah.
We'll call it Keyboard Warriors trademark, so if you make that, whoever makes that TV show, I at least get a 5% cut of it. Yeah, we call it Keyboard Warriors, and you bring up people who talk mad shit on Twitter, and they have to fight Sean Strickland. Just Sean Strickland.
And the fact that they announced, I know this is kind of off topic, but they announced Sean Strickland in a main event, it's like, God, that motherfucker's so boring.
Yeah. It's like he's a stand-up fighter the whole time. How can his fights be that?
Because all he does is jab. He just jabs.
He's like a fucking sock'em bock'em.
Rock'em
sock'em. You were thinking of sock'em boppers.
Yeah, I got it. Combining the two.
Like when they encourage you to beat the shit out of your friends. Because they still hurt. Yeah. Like they're just inflatable. They still hurt.
Yeah. It's like the Hulk fist.
I don't think those were meant for people. I think those were meant for you to hit shit, like without like putting holes in walls. I think that's what that.
But it was
for.
supposed to be like, oh, protect your fists and stuff like that. But me and my friends boxed with him, and my friend dropped me, and I dropped my friend. They're like boxing gloves, basically.
I like how it's a perfect fist too, so it's and you just get dropped. I don't think those were meant for that.
Yeah.
It had a bar in the middle of it.
Literally you held a bar.
It's like punching somebody with a roll of pennies in your fist. Like, it just makes it that much harder.
Yeah.
The other fight on that card, we have to address Burns Masvidal, because Masvidal did hang up his gloves.
That was as soon as the fight started and I seen Jorge trying to use his head movement and stuff, and when he was trying to counter, he just looked so slow. His timing was off. He looked slow, but also Burns did not look great.
No,
he got gas after the first round, kinda.
I think he just coasted.
Maybe.
I don't think he tried.
But with all the shit talking, he was also talking about Masvidal. Well, they were talking shit about each other, but all the shit that they were talking.
If he would have opened up, I think he could.
He did. He did hurt Jorge.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm like, with all the shit talking, and you could have put him out, and you didn't. I don't know what that kind of says about you, but it's like, then put him out. Yeah. Like, if you can put somebody out and you just coast, I find that to be a weakness.
Yeah.
Like, there's no killer instinct. It's like, get him the fuck out of there.
Oh.
Like, if you were talking all this shit, or if he was talking all this shit to you, and you're talking like, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and then it goes to a decision, you're like, oh my fucking god, who cares?
Yeah. Well, also the disrespect that Jorge Masvidal has been getting, his personal life set aside, he is a good fighter.
Yeah.
He's a good fighter. He's always been a good fighter. Maybe he doesn't beat the elite.
Yeah, not upper echelon.
But when is he?
He's always been kind of a journeyman.
When has he ever been like absolutely dominated? Usman is the only one. Colby didn't really dominate him, just kind of held him on the cage. And Jorge caught Colby, almost knocked him out with one punch. He's always had that sneaky style. He's crafty. He sets traps. His ground game is very underrated. He kept Damian Maia from submitting him. He kept getting up to his feet. I don't like Jorge Masvidal that much, but he is a good fighter. People saying that he's not.
I would say he's a good fighter. Yeah.
Because there's good, and then there's the greats. He's not great, but he's damn good.
Yeah.
It's just stupid that people.
That. And he has one of the most legendary rises.
Yeah.
Like in mixed martial arts.
Like honestly, in Jorge's prime, like let's say he fought Gilbert during that time he knocked out Darren Till and shit. I honestly think he would have fucked Gilbert up.
Oh yeah.
I think Gilbert's wild swinging. I think Jorge would have caught him.
Yeah.
It's just like I don't want to take away from Gilbert's win, but
it's sad that Masvidal's leaving, but it's probably for the best.
Yeah, he's
like,
definitely
I don't think
not.
he's gonna get.
He has so many distractions too. He has a bare knuckle league coming. He has that boxing league. He has his own alcohol business now. I think he's opening a club in Miami, if I'm not mistaken. I think I read that somewhere. I don't know.
I mean, I wouldn't doubt it.
I thought Gilbert Burns was going to finish him, if I'm being honest. Yeah. Especially with how he looked.
I thought he was going to tap him out.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about tap him out. Has Jorge Masvidal ever been tapped out?
I think so.
I think he's been choked out once, but I don't think he tapped.
Oh man, what a gangster! If that's you know what? Big if true. Big if true.
Can't say that about Valentina.
Oh.
Are we trying to fight right now? Are we like I don't?
What are
did
the
I
fights
say? Did I say anything about you? Like not just why did you? Any personal attack at Valentina, I feel like is a personal attack towards me as well. So I don't know. That's
gotta give the
what other fights were on there?
We had the Rob Font.
That fight. Okay.
That fight. And
I like Adrian Yanez. He has very, very crisp boxing, and he was piecing Rob Font up.
It's just he got hit with that one shot, just changed it.
And he's young, so he kind of was like, all right, let's brawl. And it's like, no, you should have
calculated.
That was a crazy fight. In the first round, like, because they were talking about Rob Font's chin and all this, and then Adriana started hurting him and fucking him up, and then Rob Font landed that one good punch, changed the whole fight. That was a good one. I was going for Adriana's, but.
And then we also had Kevin Holland versus Ponce de Nibio.
Oh yeah, that
cool.
fight that Kevin Holland, he must have had an earpiece with my voice in it, because I literally was like, he needs to step in and throw with power because that leg kick's fucking him up. And every time he hits him, he hurts him. And literally, like, you can ask Adam, like, 10 seconds after I said that, he did that, boom, just stepped in, knocked him out.
That was great.
That was
I can
crazy.
kind of see why it took so long, because I guess he had a hand injury, his right hand.
Well, also, Ponzinibbio, he's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, he kind of fell off because of that long layoff, but he's still...
Yeah, no, it kind of sucks, because he was out for, like, 4 years.
That's one of the biggest what-ifs.
Yeah.
Oh, for Ponzinibbio.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If he didn't
because he
get
was on a
that-
tear
Yeah.
for a little while.
He was like
wrecking
8-0
everybody.
in the UFC, and then he got...
And they weren't even close either.
No,
Yeah.
he was literally dominating him.
But I will say I am happy to see Kevin Holland fucking doing his thing.
Yeah,
I
Kevin
just
Holland-
love Kevin Holland.
Kevin Holland he's a pretty good fighter, too. That's another guy who just needs to get out of his own head.
and
if he
needs to
took
work on
it-
his goddamn wrestling.
Yeah.
Like,
If he took it more
I was
serious...
going to say, he needs to stop joking around.
Yeah, if he
Like,
took
you
it more
can have
serious, he'd
fun,
be one
but
of the best fighters.
He's always like the Wonder Boy fight. He could have easily won that fight.
Well, he
Like-
did break his hand really bad.
I mean, but he kept doing those, like, brawling and stupid spinning moves. And
Well,
stuff
when he
like
took
that. And-
Stephen Thompson down and was kind of messing him up on the ground a little bit at the end of, was it round 1 or 2? You should have took him down again after you
Well,
realized your hand was
he
broken.
kept
Yeah.
tripping him or taking him down again. Then he'd get up because he
Yeah,
didn't want to do that to
yeah.
the fans. I'm like, bro, you
Dude,
need to
fuck
get
the fans,
yeah,
man.
fuck the fans.
The
right
fans aren't
now.
going to feed you.
Imagine the position you'd be
I mean,
in now if you
technically they
beat
kind of
Wonder-
feed you, but winning is what's going to...
It's going to get you paid.
Yeah.
Because people would have been talking about, oh man, he finished Wonder Boy. Give him, like, Gilbert Burns or something like that.
Wow, that's a tough fight for Kevin Holland. I think all the way around. Just
I mean-
because Burns has, whatever. I mean, of course Kevin Holland is a better striker and he's more crisp and everything. But god damn it, just Burns fucking. If he hits you, he hits hard.
That's
was
another
gonna
thing.
say-
Kevin Holland might have arguably like top 3 chins in MMA right now.
Yeah.
That motherfucker never gets hurt or dropped.
It's just like all the top guys.
Because
at
he talks a lot, he
welterweight-
works it out.
All the like
That's true.
top 5 guys at welterweight kind of have like the worst like that's like Kevin Holland's
So,
group.
yeah, that's his.
They're
that-
all grapplers.
yeah, they're all
basically.
grapplers who
Except for Leon.
To be
but-
fair, his grappling defense
is getting better.
is way better at welterweight. He was getting manhandled at middleweight.
Yeah.
He was just too.
Oh, he's
small.
playing with the bigger boys. Yeah,
But he was
and
still
his
knocking
body
people out
style.
out there.
But his body's like tight, just couldn't handle it. It's like Izzy going up to light heavyweight. It's like
Yeah,
you can't. You
exactly.
just can't. You
Yeah.
just can't.
Like I get like there's merit and like there's an upside to not cutting weight, but with everybody being
But
weight
with- yeah,
bullies,
both
it's
weight
just
bullies.
too hard. Yeah. Like if everybody fought.
Do you
at the
think it would just be
natural weight
better if we all just had like what one championship does is have the hydration thing? Like you couldn't.
So I think that would help, but MMA on Point did a whole video about why that's not the answer, and because there's like ways to cheat it. Like I guess a lot of guys do it.
Well, I think
Well, it's not like the system we have now is doing any fucking.
That's
I
what I'm
think
saying. Like
if-
it could,
fighters used their tiny minds to realize everyone is doing it. So no, you don't have an advantage. Look at the people that are the best in their weight classes. Most of them, like
Are
Max Holloway,
huge.
Izzy, they fight at their natural weight, and so they don't
Best.
drain themselves.
I don't know. It could be
Volk?
he trained himself. I guess.
I
Volk.
guess. But I'm saying like
Islam drains
most.
himself. Charles barely makes weight all the time.
Yeah, I don't know what
I
the
guess
fuck.
it's
I don't
true.
know what the fuck Charles is doing.
But
I mean,
but
I
I'm
said,
saying like the best fighters in the world, people that are considered pound for pound, like Izzy, Max Holloway,
what about Joe Jones? He
Volkanovski.
used to cut like 30 pounds for light heavyweight.
Man, that was towards the end of his career when he started getting fatter. When he was young, I don't think he had a problem with cutting to 205. He probably weighed like.
Well, it's probably
210.
all those people who just stay in the gym and then just don't get fat. Like, when the fuck do you ever see Izzy like not in the gym or Volk like not in the gym? It's always the people
Well, I
who
also
stay
think
in the gym.
Izzy just has that build. Like he doesn't have broad shoulders. He's just
Yeah.
slender.
Except for that one time he had that saggy titty and everybody talks about PEDs and shit. I'm like, man.
He showed pictures of him as a kid. He had it for a long time.
It's like
Oh,
a
so
condition
he's been
that he
taking
has.
PEDs this whole time. This is crazy.
Been taking PED since
No
I
wo-
was 7 years old.
No wonder why he's so agile and
I just
strong.
wish fighters wouldn't drain themselves as much. I think the fights would be better. We'd have a lot better fighters. Because draining yourself, your chin gets weaker. It's just a whole thing.
Cardio's trash.
Yeah, cardio's trash. That's why all light heavyweights suck.
Speaking
now.
of trash, can we just talk about fucking Raul Rojas Jr. getting fucking worked on? Just saying, he's not. He was. It goes to show that the hype train was very derailed.
It was because
push
he's
guys way too
yeah.
fast.
Why is he on the pay-per-view? He is 18. He is never.
I know you literally could have flipped the Calvin Gastelum and Chris Curtis fight for that to be the first fight of the.
Because that's crazy. That kid has a extremely one-dimensional skill set.
Exactly. He couldn't do.
Who knows if he
shit.
let. He's like, oh my god, I'm on pay-per-view, I gotta win this, so he just went all out in the first round. If he would have just paced himself, been methodical...
I feel like he still probably would have gassed, because, I mean,
Maybe.
he went hard in the first round.
Well, we knew, me and Adam called
like,
as soon as he tried to get that choke and it wasn't under the chin.
It's like, nah.
And he squeezed as hard as he could, and we were like, he's gonna gas. Out.
Yeah.
He fucked himself over.
But
now it's like, he clearly has talent. He's 18 and he's ragdolling people like that. But pushing them like this, like dumbass Dana White does, ruins careers.
It's like, man, you gotta learn some boxing and some feints and to try to work it into the takedowns, bro. You can't just shoot like that.
Dana White should have found other people with similar experience that are like good at boxing or something. Maybe could stuff the takedowns, put in him. But to put him against someone with that much more experience who knew, if I get out of the first round and this kid gets tired, I'm gonna fuck him up. That's so unfair because now everyone's like, he's trash. I don't even want to watch him fight. That's the exact same thing that happened that had Sage Northcutt. He has the talent. He had power. He had decent striking. He actually got good grappling.
You know what's crazy? He actually left the UFC on a 3-fight win streak.
Yeah, but then he tried to fight
a
professional kickboxer.
Yeah, he got slapped. I remember that. That was pretty funny.
You don't push these guys like that.
on the same card got slapped and won.
Oh, well, good old Eddie. Fucking getting slept.
Yeah, he so badly wants another cash cow, but the dumbass doesn't let them develop.
And I feel like he's definitely shaking in his boots now that he realized Patty's not as good.
Patty's not that good, yeah, 100%.
Patty's another guy, though. I don't like him, but if he dedicated himself, he could be pretty good.
He
fucks around.
This is what happened with Patty Pimblett. We all liked him just fine. I didn't think
the money got to his head.
Well, that whole thing with Ariel Helwani and shit, that was such bullshit. Like, that was just such a scummy, shitty thing to do. I get Dana White's your boss, but there's plenty of other fighters that don't go out there and do shit like that.
Yeah. So
for Patty to do that, that was just such a scummy piece of shit thing to do. That was so fucked up.
And Ariel Helwani had all the texts and all the receipts. Like, he's like, I've never paid anybody to be on my show. It's not how, you don't get paid for interviews. Yeah. Like, that's not how it works.
Because I feel like we all kind of liked him. I always knew his striking. He was kind of like Ronda Rousey. He has great ground game. His striking's overrated. I feel like he dropped a couple people and everyone's like, oh, but I'm like, look how many times he gets caught.
He gets caught a lot.
Yeah. He literally throws nothing but hooks the whole time.
And
throw damn straight.
And the whole thing about men need to be more open about their mental health. We were like, oh yeah, that's cool for someone with that platform to come out and say something like that. But then he turns into a big piece of shit, and it's like, why?
Ever since Drake got him that fucking Rolex, man, he's just fucking had his head up in his own ass.
Ever since he got signed by Barstool, Barstool's fucking.
I don't understand. He's clearly
it's frat boy culture that turned into a.
Well, the thing with Patty is, I think
that's fucking crazy. Barstool hit me up, so just saying. I could use the scratch. I mean, we're talking shit now because we're on a small platform, but I'm just saying, if you were to reach out, we'd tell you to shove it up your ass because we stay independent.
Unless you're
I'm just kidding. I will sell out so fast. No, I'm just kidding. I will sell out so fast.
I feel like Patty Pimblett didn't have to do all of this. Everyone liked him. He was doing fine. And then he turned into something he's not. Because, like, even people who are close with him were like, he's actually a down-to-earth.
You know what? The only thing that's really bothers me about Patty Pimblett, the one thing that bothers me is when he trashed American Breakfast. Who the fuck is he to say that our bacon or sausage...
Eating your beans
Yeah. I was like, what is Britain known for? Tea... crumpets and getting beat by the USA. USA. Fuck your breakfast. Sorry.
Literally.
The whole baked beans thing is gross. I don't care.
Yeah, it's just straight beans on bread. I'm like.
Yeah, it's beans on bread. There's jam. Not brushing the teeth. I don't get it. I don't fucking know.
Not going to the dentist.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking.
And then when he was like, "No wonder you guys are obese," I was like,
Because
Who
our
are you
breakfast is
talking
good? Sorry.
Have you seen him? When
Yeah,
he's fat as
doesn't-
fuck.
when
Yeah,
he
Patty
doesn't
the
have a
Fatty.
fight coming
Yes.
up?
Fucking,
he's-
yeah.
What are you talking about, man?
He's one of the guys who like
Maybe the biggest weight bully. Like, holy
Yeah.
shit. Bro, you
he
get up
gets
to like...
almost 200 pounds.
Yeah. God, he's huge. It's ridiculous.
Well, to get back on track though,
Anyway, sorry.
Chris Curtis and Kelvin Gastelum. I wanted to talk about this because I like both guys. I really like Chris Curtis. He has really good boxing. Kelvin looked good. All these people saying Kelvin Gastelum's back.
I don't know about all
yet.
that.
He definitely looked good. He was actually like Chris Curtis is acting like he was just straight up dominating Kelvin Gastelum. Like he was dropping him and all this shit. Granted, there was a headbutt, but he was getting tagged before the headbutt even happened. It was a very close fight. I could see it going for Kelvin Gastelum. So Chris Curtis throwing this massive fit just looks bad. Like, yeah,
to be
there
honest,
was a
that
headbutt.
fight was really good. If he just would have lost and just been quiet about it, it wouldn't have been a total loss, if that makes any sense.
Yes.
Because sometimes you can lose and still amplify
Yes.
yourself. And I thought that was such a good fight
Yes.
that could have done that. But then, and then you...
He could have been like, that was really close. I want to run it back and stuff like that. But then just to be like, oh, Kelvin's a fat ass. It's not Kelvin's fault the judges seen it that way, which a lot of fans seen it that way too. And he just had a meltdown. Like, he just would not go off. And then when there was the headbutt in the, oh my God.
I have to pull
Bobby
it up.
Green.
Bobby Green fight.
That one
I
was...
remember I told you guys, I was like, Chris Curtis is going to bitch about that. He literally posted on Twitter, oh, no, we care about headbutts. Like, dude, you got...
He put him out
dropped
with that headbutt.
a half a second.
Yeah.
And you got right back up. Like,
He
it's not
literally
the
knocked
same.
Jared Gordon out with the headbutt. You can't.
Yeah.
I get he's pissed that he lost and all that. But it was close. He's acting like he was just whooping Kelvin's ass. Like, dropping him and ragdolling him. It just wasn't that way. It was very close.
And Kelvin just outstruck him a little bit.
Yeah.
That's how you win a fight.
It's like, that's it. I mean, there's...
He was putting on the pressure. I feel like Chris Curtis waited a little too much. He was trying to counter too much with his... If he threw more, he would have won. Probably. But it's just... The meltdown...
my man Gaslam would have fucking slipped it. No, I'm just kidding. I don't give a fuck.
That meltdown
either way.
just kind of soured me on Chris Curtis a little bit. I'm like, dude...
He needs to be on Keyboard Warriors versus Sean Strickland.
Oh, man. Put Sean
Well,
Strickland
him and Sean
out.
Strickland...
No, I'm just
him
kidding.
and Sean-
I never said
That'd be
him and
hilarious.
Sean Strickland started talking shit. Because he tried to get Chris Curtis. He tried to get Chris Curtis in the middle of something, and Chris was like, "I don't want to, I just separated you guys, blah blah blah." But now they're like talking shit, like legit, and I'm like, that'd be a pretty good fight. And I think Chris Curtis can probably kick Sean Strickland's ass because
supposedly that guy Sean Strickland is fighting. It's his UFC debut, but
What the like
he got. I guess he got pieced up in the PFL and shit. Like, who was it? I think it was Bilal Muhammad or Gilbert Burns or something. Was like, what is going on? Why does this guy get to fight Sean Strickland? He's not.
I thought he was undefeated.
No. Someone was talking about that he was kind of getting... I can't remember exactly what it was, but someone was saying that it's crazy that this guy is getting a shot at Sean Strickland.
I mean, on his UFC debut, he gets a main event. It's kind of crazy.
But there was a reason.
Wild.
He said like he's like 1 or 2 and 3 in his last 5 or something like that. Maybe Gilbert
he's
Burns.
25-4. Abbas Magomedov.
That's why Magomedov. No,
Yep.
I fucking know.
Let's see his SureDog account. Fight history. So he's on a 3-fight win streak.
Something happened.
Oh, so it's not his UFC debut. He debuted at the Gone 2 Avasa and got a front kick KO in 19 seconds.
Ooh.
But yeah, it looks like...
Oh, he was supposed to fight at the Jan versus fucking what's his
Makachev?
yeah, or no, oh my god, what the fuck is his name? Marab
Oh yeah.
versus Piotr Jan. He was
Yeah.
supposed to fight.
Yeah,
was
he
it
lost at the
was
he
it
lost in the
Mahmoud?
PFL Championship in 2018. I mean, that was like 5 years ago.
I don't know what Gilbert Burns was talking about there.
I mean, it is kind
he
of
was like
crazy
going off
that-
on Twitter saying that the guy's not that good. Why?
Yeah, I don't understand why he gets a main event.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
He gets a main event against a top 5 guy.
But like Gilbert
top 10
Burns was
guy.
literally like talking about his record, saying he was getting pieced up, and I was like,
I think he has a better record than Gilbert Burns.
but the next
Oh.
card. Oh, go ahead.
Some breaking news. Nate Diaz has a warrant out for his arrest.
Oh, shocker!
Yeah.
Fucking
He's
the guy
literally
saying,
What's the warrant
"Just
out for his
stop."
arrest for?
second
He
degree
assaulted.
battery.
Yeah.
You didn't see
Oh.
him choke that guy out?
No, I didn't actually. I didn't.
Oh,
see
yeah.
him.
They got
So-
in a street
It was-
fight with.
He was at the Misfits boxing thing because
And
the training partner
he
was
threw
like,
a water bottle at someone from like Logan Paul or Jake Paul's team or something.
no, it was one of the guys fighting on the Misfits. He looks like Logan Paul. He's the guy.
No, that's not the guy he threw the water bottle
like
at.
you
He's
trying to
friends
Oh
with
yeah,
that guy.
fool. It
And
wasn't.
Nate Diaz threw a water bottle at someone at
It was
some
the
event.
guy. It was the guy who was fighting his friend. That's who he threw the water bottle
This
at.
seems like a Nate Diaz move.
And then it spilled out into the street, and the guy,
the water bottle spilled out into the street. What a son of a
The-
bitch!
the
We're
whole
wasting
thing.
water now.
the whole thing,
Sorry.
and the
Okay,
one
never mind.
guy
Sorry, I
who was
apologize.
going, stop, trying to stop it. Nate Diaz decided it would be a good idea to jump up, get him in a guillotine choke, start kneeing him to the body, choked him unconscious, and literally let him go, and his head blap on the ground. He thought that'd be a good idea. To the one guy who was like, stop. Like, he had his hands up. I don't want any trouble and stuff.
And what is my golden rule? Never help people. You get choked out by Nate Diaz. I've said it a million times.
Well, I mean, my
I've
thing
said it
is,
a million
why is a professional fighter picking on fucking random guys?
Because he's Nate Diaz and half special.
That's
Like, Nate Diaz has been... I'm sure that plate in his face... No, I'm sure. I don't... No, I know that's like Nick. Does Nate have a plate in his face?
I don't think so.
I think that's
so.
Nick, right?
I don't think either of them do.
I think they have a plate. One of them has a plate on their orbital bone, I thought.
I thought you can't fight if you do.
I don't think so.
Oh.
Anyway, maybe I'm thinking of somebody
That's not
different.
yours.
But anyway, both the Diaz brothers have been smashed in the head multiple times. Who the fuck knows what they do outside of the
Like,
octagon?
don't get me wrong. If some guy was coming up with his fists up trying to fight you, he's swinging and shit, whatever. But this guy is like, come on, there wasn't even really anyone close to Nate. He's like, come on, just stop, because people are yelling and throwing stuff at each other. And then he decides, oh, the guy who wants peace, I'm going to choke your ass out on camera. Now you're going to go to jail, you fucking idiot.
Nate won't go to jail. Probably
Yeah,
Yeah,
not.
he'll get a slap
It'll
on
probably
the
be
wrist.
like a Jorge thing. He'll go to jail for like a night or two, but then... But
Did
still,
Jorge?
it's like... But now that guy's probably going to sue him. And he probably
And he's
win.
going to take all of his boxing money. So he's...
It's just a stupid thing.
Yeah, it's very dumb. That's really dumb.
I get you're trying to keep your, I'm known for, never backing down.
I'm
but
known for being a...
piece of shit, yeah.
Yeah. I'm known for
Basically.
being a giant dumbass.
Yeah.
So why don't we just keep these bad decisions rolling?
Basically.
But the next card that we're going to talk about is Holloway Allen.
Some of the most biased commentary I've ever seen in my life. Me and Christian were
Why?
watching that fight, and I was like, what? Because I usually defend Michael Bisping and them. But this time, they were 100%
It
biased.
was all Allen, all the time.
And he's
it
getting
was
fucked
ridiculous.
up. He barely hit Max. Barely. Most of his strikes landed were in the 5th round. But then Max almost knocked him out in the 5th round. It was ridiculous. Max Holloway was dodging shots, piecing him up. It was just some of the most biased shit I've ever seen. They're like, this fight's very close. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking
I mean,
about?
but like I said, it wasn't just them. Like a lot of people on Twitter and stuff. Had
Most
it
of the people
close,
I
or
see-
some people had Arnold Allen winning.
Most of the people I've
Okay,
seen were
so
good
I have
with
this. I have this. Some stats right here. So total strikes, it's Max Holloway 149 to Allen's 80,
Yeah.
and then now 0 takedowns for both people. I just want to make that clear because Allen did nothing, and then significant strikes. Remember when I said the total strikes was 149? His significant strikes were 147.
It's only 2 weren't significant.
Yeah. And then to 76. Like,
I
no.
mean, don't get me wrong. He landed some good shots on Max, but
But a lot of the
Not
shots
enough
also
to make him win.
Max blocked or rolled with. Whoever counts the strikes
I mean, he had
for
damage
UFC
on his
sucks.
face.
Yeah, he had damage.
At the end, he got caught and something cut him. But like whoever counts the strikes in the UFC is a fucking idiot. He's blind as a fucking bat.
I don't see how I don't see how
Arnold
anybody.
winning. Well, people's arguments were, yeah, but it's a round by round thing. It doesn't matter what the total strikes are. If Arnold Allen beat him one round,
He was
that's
beating
still
him the
his
whole round. How do you get through most of the fight without getting hit until like the last round or whatever? But you're piecing the other guy up, and people are like, "Oh, this is close." Wow. I get you guys like Arnold Allen, but come on. There's no way.
Yeah, I know. Once again, trying to push somebody like down our throats.
Yes.
Where it's like, I understand that you want new stars to come in and do their thing, but bro, you can't deny. Holloway's greatness.
And don't get me wrong, Max Holloway is one of my favorite fighters, but even I will admit, if he's losing, like the first Volkanovski fight, I was like, I think he might have lost, and he did. And the second fight, I still think Max won. How can you drop someone 4 times? And then he got wrecked in the third fight, and it's just there was so much bias for Arnold Allen. It was like literally insane, just nonstop. Max would hit him 3 times, boom, 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 or hit a good leg kick, and they're like, "Oh, good job avoiding that by Arnold Allen." I'm like, did you not see his face?
Yeah, I was like, he just got punched in the face 3 times.
Yeah.
What did he avoid? The 4th punch?
Max Holloway's
Like,
literally kicking him in the leg, and DC's going, Arnold Allen's gonna time that leg kick.
Yeah, I know. Trying to.
Yeah.
He's gonna time it for this inevitable knockout.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Whatever you say.
I feel like it's because they're very hard trying to make new contenders for Volk. So they were like, please just let Max not win. But then he did. So.
A lot of it is probably Dana White too. Like if it's a hyped up contender, I know Dana White and them tell him.
Very hyped up.
He was pretty hyped up.
They were trying though.
He's pretty quiet. He doesn't talk a lot. I feel like not a lot of people know about Arnold.
Then I don't know. It was just a weird bias.
But the fight before that, Edson Barbosa.
Oh, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Vintage Barbosa there.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I was like,
jab,
man, wow.
You jab, go for the takedown. He's gonna knee you in the fucking face.
Oh, it was great.
It was
I was like, holy
Neil
shit.
Dariush knows a lot about that.
Yeah.
That's the last time.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't remember.
That's the last time Neil Dariush has ever lost to. Was that freaking knee?
Oh, that was nasty, man. Edson Barbosa, man. Every time I think I'm counting him out, he just comes roaring back. God damn it. With something spectacular, too. It's never just like, oh, that was a good fight. You're like,
it's a crazy
what the
knockout,
fuck? Yeah. What the
fuck
was that?
Yamcha from Dragon Ball Z is like old but like buff as shit.
Yeah.
People,
oh, you mean Roshi? Or the bald guy?
Yeah,
Roshi.
Yeah.
I was like, Yamcha, so like he's just dead in the corner?
Yeah. Some guy posted Roshi and said, Edson Barbosa at the age of 60 still
for real.
in the top 10.
For real. I mean, because every time he's like where you're
his
like,
biggest weakness is his chin. He has a suspect chin. He had a suspect chin when he first came to the UFC. He's just one of those guys that can't take a punch. He's been dropped by jabs, fucking glancing shots that like we see him wobble and we're like, what? Why is he hurt? He
sneezed and almost knocked himself out of the cage.
He's that. Like he has amazing striking. He has good takedown defense. He's not that bad on the ground, but yet he just.
I would say the only thing that I get angry at Edson Barbosa. Sometimes he gets content with being on his back. You're like, get the fuck up.
Yeah, if someone who doesn't have a single submission in the UFC, why are you okay with laying there? You need to.
Yeah, get the fuck up, please. But god damn it, I love seeing Edson Barbosa at peak Edson Barbosa. That's god damn it. Is there anything better? Not really. God damn, he's entertaining, and some of the best leg kicks ever, ever. God damn, dude. And he stopped multiple people with leg kick finishes.
2 or 3 times.
Yeah. Like, god damn, fuck that. Oh no. Let's see. I'm not sure if you want to talk about the Dustin Jacoby, and I'm not even going to attempt that. I'm not even going to attempt that. Azamat Kurzakinov.
I don't even remember.
Azamat caught me jacking off. So I think that's good for jacking off. He came out there, got the unanimous decision, beating Justin Jacoby.
We can move on to Sergey and Blades.
That was one of the worst fight cards. Period.
That was pretty bad.
The prelims was fucking finish after finish after finish. Then the main card started, and it was just boring.
So Usman's brother, I was watching YouTube last night, and I came across.
I think his name's also Usman.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Well, if I say Muhammad Usman, they're gonna be like,
Eric Usman or something.
It's Muhammad. It's not Eric.
Oh.
It's Muhammad. I think it's Eric or whatever.
Muhammad Usman. That was such a terrible fight. People were like, "Oh,
dude, that fight
Just a
sucked.
good old Tanner Usman.
When people were criticizing that, saying that's one of the worst performances ever, people were like, "Oh, but it's when it's your favorite fighter, you're all for it."
No.
And when it's someone that you hate, that's when you boo. Like, no, do you not remember the Derek Lewis Francis Ngannou fight? Everyone loved both guys, and everyone booed. Rose Namajunas, one of the most beloved women's fighters ever.
Izzy and Yoel.
Yeah, Izzy and Yoel, yeah. If it's a crap fight, it's a crap fight, period. Oh, you guys just don't like wrestling. That wasn't wrestling. He literally held him on the cage every once in a while, doing that dumb shit on his leg.
TJ Dillashaw versus like Corey Sandhagen. You're like,
But at least Corey Sandhagen was doing damage.
Yeah, well,
the
that's
other guy couldn't get anything going.
Yeah.
It was a terrible fight. But then, what was that other one where that guy kept dropping?
Fucking, I don't remember their name, but
Was that the Brad Tavares fight? Or is that
No.
I'm not thinking of that one.
I think it was.
I think it was
second or third.
It's
fight.
this one. Jermaine Wells versus Matthew.
Oh, see, I missed this one. I think
He dropped him
that's
in like
the fight
every
I was telling you
round.
about. The beginning of every round, he dropped that Wells guy every round.
But then he would get taken down and laid on, and the commentary was like, "Oh, he's doing damage from the top." No, he's not. What the fuck? And some people were like, "Oh, that's fight of the night." I'm like, why?
It was like the Wells guy had the worst striking defense I've ever seen.
And that guy had the worst takedown defense.
Yeah.
Bro.
It was terrible.
This is not... Hold on. Strikes by position. Wow. So he had 6 takedowns. I want to just say his 6 takedowns, though impressive, he had 24 ground strikes.
Yeah.
That's awful.
Most of them with a little like...
And they kept saying tell me the commentators aren't biased. Oh, he's doing damage. The fuck he is.
He's doing damage to his own hand by punching that dude's
What is he doing damage to? The guy's glove? Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty
terrible.
fucking bad.
He literally, and then the 2 judges, so it was 2 judges had a 30.
You want to hear something
for
fucking hilarious though?
And the one guy.
So he had 24 strikes. He had 12 in the first round, 12 in the second, none in the third.
Oh my god! People trying to say that was fight of the night. What the fuck are you talking about? Some people were like, "Oh, that should have been fight of the night."
And mind you, hold on, this gets even worse. He had 6 takedowns in total. 3 of them were in the third round with 0 strikes. 0 strikes.
Yeah, because the guy kept getting up, and then literally the guy would just run and like spear him.
That is fucking awful.
I think the one judge had it right, 29-28 for the other guy, because it was split. But
that's crazy. That is crazy. I'm happy I missed that. Well,
all of them.
All of them were terrible.
The other fights were that good. Yeah.
I mean, the Brad Tavares fight was cool because it was
the Bobby Green fight started off good, but then
the ending was that sucked.
We all seen the headbutt.
And then he was like, "Oh, I put up my arm." No, the fuck
he said it was an elbow. No. We're watching the replay. You literally, your full head,
you bullet billed into fucking
your arm didn't make any contact.
Maybe you were going for an elbow, but it did not.
Your hand went over his limp body as you knocked him out with your head.
It was 100% a headbutt. The fact that he's pissed and blaming everyone else, like, dude, you fucking headbutted. Maybe it wasn't on purpose, but come on.
Yeah, that was...
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't intentional.
And he knows. He knows too. Remember at first we thought, oh, maybe he doesn't know, but he knew because before they even told him, he was going. It was an elbow.
Yeah, it was an elbow. Yeah, and it's like, dude, I'm surprised he didn't like after he headbutted him go like.
That was
that was fucking.
That was a full blown. His whole skull into the side of his head.
That was so fucking bad.
Talk about some shit luck for Jared Gordon in his last 2 fights, though, man.
Right? Getting robbed and then getting headbutted into the Shadow Realm?
Yeah.
Those punches at the bottom. He was like trying to grab him. He got knocked out so weird. He was like this. Barely.
He's like, couldn't believe it. It's like the UFC game when they get knocked out. They're just...
Because even the ref was confused at first because he said, oh, yeah. Because he was just like...
You good? Oh, shit. That's probably
and then he got right back up immediately. But anyway... And then Curtis Blades versus Pavlovich.
Well, next is the Brad Tavares versus Bruno Silva.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that was just it was a good knockout.
I felt bad for Brad Tavares because he's been around for so long, and it was a good fight. He was doing good. He was outstriking him. He was piecing him up, but then that guy timed that right hand so perfect.
It was he was complaining about the stoppage, but a lot of people don't understand that. Yeah, maybe you weren't completely out, but if the ref didn't stop it, you were gonna take.
This time though, he literally was grabbing his leg and his arm, trying to tie him up. He was looking dead at him, and when the ref stopped it, he said, "No!" Like he was.
I just think it was a matter of time because he was over him.
There's a lot of times that the ref stops it.
I mean, what if Brad Tavares does tie him up though? Survives, comes back.
So we can go with the what if he survives.
We've seen crazier things.
Yeah, you're
Jack
right.
Congo,
you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But at the same time,
almost survive and then get clocked and take too much.
If they are actually out, his eyes were wide open. He knew what he was doing.
Sometimes people will get dropped and then come to and try to grab a leg or something, and then just take elbows to the face or something.
I just don't think he was out.
I don't think he was out.
He was looking at him dead in the eye, and then he even switched to the ref saying, "No." I think he knew where he was. He's been there before. I think it was a little early stoppage.
Yeah,
it wasn't the worst stoppage ever. He's also been hurt before.
And then of course the main event was Sergey Pavlovich. I always have hard times. That was the most puzzling game plan of all time.
Ever. Why are you trying to strike with the better striker who
with
hits
this Russian
way
Superman?
Harder.
Like
I knew it was gonna happen because like his last fight versus Dawkins, he said, I've been looked over for title shots, and I guess I gotta start knocking people out.
Knock him out on the ground. Alistar over and TKO'd him with ground and pound. Curtis Blades ground and pound is nasty. That was just because I'm not a fan, really big fan of either guy. And then once you got
tagged the first time, don't you think you just would have said fuck it and shot for it instead of when he took too much damage and then tried to shoot for it?
It was weird, half-assed.
And then he just pushes him up and clocks him again. And you're like, oh man, this is not.
But another thing about this, people are now starting to say Sergey Pavlovich is better than Francis Ngannou, and they're also saying John Jones is scared of Pavlovich. And I'm like, you're out of your fucking mind.
Everyone keeps saying Pavlovich beats John out in the first round.
I get you guys are excited. There's a new heavy hitter. I could see if
he caught him clean.
But
you know how hard it is to catch John Jones clean and stay on your feet? Probably not.
Because Pavlovich isn't as technical as Gone, and John Jones just took him down right away.
And Pavlovich was getting tagged by Curtis Blades.
We've seen to do with a all-around good fighter, all-around great fighter.
I get people are excited. They're like, "Oh, a new heavy hitter," but you guys are taking it way out of proportion.
I still think Francis hits harder, and Francis it got better. This guy's still pretty one-dimensional.
Yeah, we still don't know what he looks like on the ground.
Yeah.
I think people are overreacting by a lot. Because who's to say? John Jones fights him, it's not Cyril Gane all over again. As soon as he gets a takedown, fight's fucking over. Because he's that bad on the ground. People need to fucking just shut the fuck up.
That's why I think it sucks Curtis Blades lost, because I think Curtis Blades had the skill set to give John Jones a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
If he used his wrestling.
Well, his striking too, because John Jones, let's be honest, if he wasn't knocking people out at light heavyweight, he probably ain't gonna knock people out at heavyweight. Yeah. Not with one punch anymore.
No, I was about to say, I was like, I don't think he's ever put anybody out.
That's why I think
right now, but that was with a head kick and a heavy ground and pound.
Yeah.
I think.
One shot, out. No, I don't think so.
I think Stipe could, but I think he's too much past his prime.
Yeah, they waited.
Yeah, they waited way too long.
I think,
Jones waited way too long.
Yeah. If John stays at heavyweight for a while, which I don't think he's gonna, I think he's gonna retire soon. Probably after the Stipe fight, even he said.
I get he wants to fight one of the GOATs, and yeah, he probably deserves it. Stipe deserves it too. They deserve a big money fight to go out on. Yeah. But the fact that he didn't call out any other top contenders, that's another thing. People are way overacting. John Jones is the greatest ever. Yeah, he is one of the best, but Cyril Gane is so terrible on the ground.
He's such a
That's why
we didn't get to
his
see
skill set is great for his size, but if he was the same size as some of the other greats, nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
See, and that's why it sucks because I think John Jones would be long gone before he gets there, but I think Tom Aspinall would give Jones.
Hopefully he comes back from his injury.
Yeah, I hope that injury doesn't fuck him up.
I think he will. I think he because it wasn't a full tear of his ACL. So
Why is he being out so long then?
Just it's usually ACL. Any knee thing is usually a year, but
it just I don't know. I hope it doesn't. I don't hope it doesn't hinder him in any way. Like,
yeah, I hope it's not like a Dominic Cruz thing where he gets like hurt all the time.
nah, I think it was just a freak thing.
let's hope so.
We need more heavyweights like that. Heavyweights that can fight all 5 fucking rounds.
Had good
Well-rounded.
striking and wrestling, yeah.
We need more Canes.
Yeah, honestly.
Because I mean, John, let's
But
the heavyweight.
footwork.
Or what's the really chunky dude who does the flip?
Oh,
I like him.
Oh,
the fat guy.
Oh man.
So is it Rogers?
No.
I can't remember. You're thinking of that's the other fat black guy.
The other fat black dude. Okay,
But he was terrible. Brett Rogers.
Oh yeah, do you remember?
He
Yeah.
was supposed to fight. And he
Yeah.
had to pull
I
out.
can't remember
Oh,
his
God.
name. He's really short though.
Yeah.
If he put some time into getting shape, he could be a great light heavyweight.
Oh, I thought you were gonna be like, he's really short. If he put some time and really stretched, he'd be a great UFC. I don't know why.
It's something Barnett, right? Will Barnett or
I'm
something.
trying to.
I can't remember.
Chris Barnett.
Chris
Yeah.
Barnett.
Chris Beast Boy Barnett.
He hit that fucking spinning back kick on that dude.
Yeah, that guy's crazy. He's also not very good though.
No, he's not. But god damn it, do I like his front flip?
Yeah.
And I always keep thinking that every time I see him do this front flip, like, bro, aren't you afraid you're gonna slap your nuts on the fucking canvas or like sit on him? Could you imagine sitting on him like
man.
that?
Front flip.
Wow! And then he's just like, it's just like tears, like instant,
It's
just
gonna
tears.
sound like his tire popping.
Oh god, that's gross.
Oh,
But then I
man.
feel like he's just frozen because he's stuck doing his like, and just tears. Like, he just...
Like when fucking SpongeBob broke his fingers.
Yeah. Except that doesn't like raise up to like you just see like blown out like tire pops. You're like, oh, that sucks. But when he did that the first time, I was like, man, that looks like that has to fucking hurt. And especially being over 300 pounds, that doesn't seem very good for your spine. Just doesn't.
Yeah, no,
That's probably why he's so short.
Been doing that since he was a kid.
And it's just slowly compressing his spine. Like Hulk Hogan doing too many leg drops.
I can't believe he had to have 3 inches of his spine removed. That's crazy.
Yeah, see? And imagine what fucking Chris Barnett had to get removed. He said, I used to be 6'7", but now I'm only 5'8".
Yeah.
We can talk about upcoming cards, but if we're gonna do another
have to
episode
talk
this week,
about-
we could do.
Yeah, that's a good point.
We got to talk about
Talk about Ryan Garcia.
Oh, okay. Can I be honest? I'm gonna say it this way. I'm just gonna. Where's the Ryan Garcia? I believe you fucking threw that fight. Look at me. I believe you threw that fight. I just don't.
So
I just don't believe that body shot. And especially when you went down, you got the 10 count, and you got right back up.
soon
I
as
just
they
don't.
hit 10.
I don't believe it.
okay.
It's either that or you're a quitter.
So here's my take on it,
He's a
because
quitter.
I have
Okay.
seen. Yeah, here's my take on it. I have seen. It was. I've seen slow motion and like pictures.
Like it's
it hit
decent,
pretty good. It
but
hit pretty
he
good.
got up.
I think.
After.
10. Oh,
He's like,
fine.
all right,
So
fucking
I
pay
think-
me. Like,
I think the body shot hurt a little bit, but I think he didn't get up because he realized
That he couldn't
wasn't ready. He wasn't ready.
He was but he was actually starting to get in his groove. I don't know. I'm not gonna say he was.
I
Gonna,
thought he was landing combos. I didn't think he was winning, but I thought he was starting to land combos.
Yeah.
And then
I don't think I'm not saying he was gonna beat Tank for sure because I think Tank had his number. He was kind of countering him. That check
that
left hook.
perfect left hook, you called it. You're like, man, his right hand is dipping every time he throws that pop, pop, and you're like, oh well, that was a good one. That was a good call.
And that check left hook, Gervonta Davis knew it was fucking coming.
'Cause he told him that
Yeah.
the whole build up.
And
Yeah, he's like, all you have is the left hook.
But then
All
he
you have
started
is
throwing
left
that
hook.
right hand, and he was kind of hitting Gervonta. Nothing huge, but
I just think the moment kind of got to him.
well, and because then Conor McGregor was talking to him, was like, "Oh, you need to ask for an immediate rematch." Blah blah blah. And he tried to say without the hydration clause or whatever.
I do think that played a big factor.
I don't think so. I think
The
he's
hydration
just
clauses
more
are-
skilled. He's
I mean,
fought
true.
better competition.
No,
He's fought
that's
more.
I get it, but rehydration clauses are such bullshit. If you make the weight, you make the weight.
I
It
do
should
think
be-
it's stupid,
you
but
should not have to make weight again
Yeah.
a day later.
I do think it's stupid.
Yeah.
But I think Ryan Garcia needs to fight 3 or 4 decent fighters. Get some experience under your belt. Train, rewatch the Gervonta Davis tape over and over and over, and then do a rematch down the road. Because now they're trying to say Shakur
really
Stevenson versus Gervonta Davis, and I'm like, please let him fight a little more. He is not ready. Gervonta Davis has way more experience. Shakur Stevenson.
They're talking about Devin Haney too.
I think. I don't know.
I don't know. Who would you get to fight?
Tank Davis versus Devin Haney makes sense to me. That's fine.
It makes more sense, but Devin Haney has to beat what the fuck? He's fighting here in a couple weeks.
But Shakur Stevenson, I think he's too young. He has a ton of talent, just like Ryan Garcia. But boxing's getting worse if that can happen.
I thought Crawford Spence Jr. would have saved it, but god damn it, once again, it's just not
How
gonna
big is
fucking happen.
Yeah, Terrence Crawford's way bigger than them, huh?
He's 150.
Yeah, he's bigger than Tank and them.
Oh yeah, he would fucking squash him. Like, I don't even think that he would hit him once and send him across the ring.
Yeah. But this is why we hate boxing. Like, yeah, we let the hype get to us a little bit because it's finally 2 top stars, but they're only top stars because they're getting pushed like that and they're fighting cans, kind of. Especially
but
Garcia.
Crawford and Spence have actually fought.
That's the one.
Yeah,
that could save.
But I'm talking
all
about
of
Tank
this.
Davis and
or fucking Tyson Fury and
Usyk.
I'm fine with that too. How about we get both of those fights on the
same
same card?
I know. I wish they'd do some shit like UFC.
But that's why we don't watch boxing anymore.
Like,
there's too many politics. They fight cans. They pad their records.
Like, don't get me wrong.
And the belts mean nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I like Tyson Fury. But
Remember the boxing match we just watched? He had 4 professional fights and was a champion. What the fuck?
Yeah.
But
what?
Tyson Fury's fucking ridiculous negotiation,
because he wants something like, if it was like 100 mil, doesn't he want like 80 or some shit like that? It's something like ridiculous.
Ridiculous amount. And they have to like do it on this date in this city, and if you don't, then you ain't getting it. If you don't sign it by this date, you're not doing it. He gives him like 2 days to sign before like their lawyers can even really look at it.
Like, hey man, aren't you the gypsy? It's like, aren't you the gypsy king? Shouldn't you just like, I don't know, like fight anywhere?
Well,
it's like he's definitely one of the best boxers we've seen, but why don't you? I just don't get why no one wants to fight the best anymore.
Yeah, nobody seems like they always keep talking about how they're the best, but then don't prove it.
That's like, what Mike Tyson said. That's literally what Mike Tyson said. You guys know my opinion on Mike Tyson.
That's what Floyd said too. Even Floyd said that. Because Floyd did fight.
He's like, I fought the best.
You gotta
years after they were relevant.
Some of them, but he did fight guys in their prime.
Like Arturo Gatti and shit. He fucked Arturo Gatti up in his
Oscar
prime.
De La Hoya, Miguel Cotto,
Manny Pacquiao.
Oscar De La Hoya was not in his prime.
He wasn't. Like,
no, he was not in his prime.
He was retired for like 3 years before that fight.
Yeah, he was definitely not in his prime.
But
he arguably won.
Yeah.
I think he won.
I think he won.
Like 35 when he fought.
I think he was like 38.
There's still ring rust, and I think he was coming off a loss.
I think he got knocked out by Bernard Hopkins.
No, I think that was.
I think it was
Sugar Shane Mosley.
It might have been the Sugar Shane.
It might have been Sugar Shane.
Floyd beat Sugar Shane Mosley pretty bad too.
Yeah, that was when Sugar Shane. I mean, he was kind of old, but at the same time, he was
still fast.
People at that
he
time.
Was still his speed didn't leave, but
Shane tagged him once, but then it was all downhill after that. People, I hate Floyd Mayweather. Don't get me wrong, but when you go back and watch his highlights. He's fucking good. Yeah. He is
his
good.
Younger highlight, like when he was young, when he was actually putting motherfuckers out.
He had like this aggressive counterpunching style,
and then he
started breaking his hands.
Yeah, when he was Pretty Boy Floyd, he was fucking people up. He was awesome. One of the best boxers on the planet. When he became Floyd Money Mayweather and then started being more defensive and stuff, though he was boring and you couldn't touch him, but goddamn, still hell of a boxer.
His defense was crazy.
You have to give him so much credit because how do you have 2 different fight styles in transition
and be the best at it?
Yeah.
Like he was the best young puncher and finisher,
and then the best defensive fighter ever,
and arguably moved up in weight and became the best defensive fighter, which is crazy.
We also talked a lot of shit about him, but then when you actually think about it, he broke his hands like 10 times or something. Both hands.
Yeah, his hands are fucked.
So
that's why he has the big gloves.
Yeah, gloves, and that's why he wasn't putting nobody out.
So it's like you can't really.
No, you know, it's like LeBron. Like I don't like him, but I'll admit he's one of the best.
Gotta
LeBron,
respect his
though,
gangster.
He's not better than Jordan.
LeBron, I can't call LeBron a gangster.
I
No
can.
way. He's had too many pussy moments.
I can.
He's
I
had out
can.
the finals with cramps.
I'm sorry. Did you set out any finals?
I wouldn't if I had cramps.
Yeah,
I,
if the
no,
game
I
was
bet
on the
you.
line.
No, I bet you would. You'd be like, oh, it stings.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
it
hell
hurts
no.
so bad.
If I was in the NBA in the finals,
We all can't have the special water from Space Jam. We all can't have that. We all can't have that.
This is
Sometimes you get cramps.
This is my thing though. If Jordan
He can't beat Texas. I'm sorry.
if Jordan played in this era, his stats would be astronomical. No one would even touch him because being able to score without people touching you, Jordan would be putting up so much points. It'd be unreal.
And this is a preview to our basketball podcast called Hoop That It Is.
We said that last episode. All right, yeah, we'll get back to the boxing we were talking about, but
It looked fake, but maybe it wasn't.
I
But
think it
Ryan
was-
Garcia
it
definitely.
also-
I think he just quit.
he also did not see it coming at all. Like,
but the fact that
No.
he said 10 up, fine, oh damn, dabbed up.
Like I
It's like
said,
what?
I just
Yeah.
think
I think he just quit.
I think the moment got to him and he quit. I do think he just got.
All
Well,
those
and I'm
people
sure
though-
that knockdown in the second round, he was like, "Wow, I didn't know he hit that hard." I'm sure that was a surprise where he was like, "Oh shit,
Yeah.
they call him Dank for a reason. That
Also,
shit hurt."
I thought Ryan would have the speed advantage,
But I didn't look like it.
So remember when the fight first got announced, we were like, oh, we don't know who we want to go for because we like both guys. But then we kind of started seeing Tank talking shit.
Yeah,
and stuff.
being Mini Floyd.
Well, the thing is,
Or John Jones.
I started watching other videos. Ryan Garcia started it. I think he made Tank pissed off. That's why Tank started talking shit.
But Devontae Davis is a piece of shit outside.
Yeah, he beats women. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah, you hear that, Chrissy Mack?
Coming
Who cares?
from-
I'm just kidding.
coming from the guy,
I'm bringing
yeah.
it all the way back.
Who
I'm
made
just
jokes about Chrissy Mack? I don't want to hear your shit.
All right, but that's been like, it's been 12.5.
But I'm talking
It's
about.
been 12.5
I'm talking
years.
about the fight.
It's been 12 years, 4 months, 3 days. No, I'm just-
all the people saying Ryan Garcia sucks. You're fucking delusional.
Yeah, they're-
Just shut
Yeah.
the
He
fuck
still
up.
beats most people.
Tank
Everybody
Davis-
else
yeah,
is
he still
big
beats
problem.
90% of the people in the division.
Tank Davis even said that he's one of the hardest fighters he's ever fought because he's so fast and so tricky. He said every time he tried to go in and punch, because they were both falling for each other's feints, they
Yeah,
were scared.
And they were both way less aggressive than they've ever been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the other guy was just that good that, counteracts each other.
I'm talking to Jeremiah. If you watch this, you're a punk ass.
That's the people who are just, like, loyalists to their, like, a race or something. I'm like, why does it have to
yeah,
be about
Jeremiah, you're racist.
that? Yeah. I get, like, having pride for your nationality and all that stuff, but, like, why do you have to be like, oh, yeah, fuck him, because he's not...
Oh yeah,
Because he's
I
Mexican
don't
or
get that
whatever.
because I mean like same thing like I don't really particularly like Rob Font or whatever, but I'm just like he's Puerto Rican, let's give it to him.
Like,
But then
remember-
if he gets knocked out, it's like whatever.
Well, like, remember...
I guess I just don't have that.
That was the worst thing about when we'd watch fights at Buffalo Wild Wings.
oh yeah,
USA. I'm like, it's Anderson Silva. Like,
yeah, we're watching greatness. Respect his gangster.
yeah, what does it matter if
I
he's
just-
from the USA? Or
I
not?
guess I just don't have
It's
that.
not the Olympics.
Like, because my hero is literally Muhammad Ali.
That's what I'm saying. My favorite fighter of all time is Anderson Silva, and he's black and Brazilian.
Bro, my
Now
favorite.
that I think about it, I don't like that many white fighters. Like Rocky
Because
Marciano.
they're not good.
Yeah,
No, I'm just kidding.
like Rocky Marciano, I'll argue with you until the day we fucking die. He was good for the time.
Bro,
You
my
put him in there
favorite
against
fighter,
fucking
my favorite
Ali.
fighter growing up against like as far as boxing was Oscar De La Hoya. Like that's such
Yeah.
a weird.
Yeah. Pernell Whitaker.
God, hell yeah.
There's not a lot of good white boxers.
The only
I
white
think
boxer I
Tyson
re-
Fury.
The only white boxer I respect is like Mickey Ward.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and Tommy Gunn. I like Tommy Gunn.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, like Tyson Fury, maybe. Like, he's like
Yeah.
Tommy Morrison. I'm going off his Rocky name.
that's a
Tommy
Rocky name,
Morrison.
yeah.
It's
We got
Tommy
beef.
Gunn.
I like Tommy Morrison. He was cool. He tried to fight the best, but the best one didn't want to fight him sometimes. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I just don't have that thing. Like if he's white, I'm like, people are like,
Kill him! No, I'm
Yeah.
just kidding. No, I'm just
People are
kidding.
like, he's the great white hope, and I'm like, not to me. I don't give a fuck. I hope he loses.
Yeah, it's like, well,
Or-
now I kind of want him to lose
Yeah.
because I don't want
Or
him
like,
to be the
you
great
know,
white
yeah.
hope. That just sounds weird.
Yeah, that sounds super racist. But it's like, he's American, right? Why
Who
do I
gives
give
a fuck?
Yeah, I'm the kind of
Yeah,
person that
it's
I
Charles Oliveira. I don't give a fuck
Yeah.
about Michael
Yeah,
Chandler's
It's
from
fucking,
America.
it's fucking Charlie Olives.
Yeah.
Like, I want to.
We were
root for-
going. everybody was like, "Oh yeah, Michael Chandler, do it for America." I was like,
Nah.
Charles Oliveira better knock his bitch ass
Yeah,
out.
he better
And
fuck
did.
him up. Oh,
Do
God
you
damn
live
it.
in America? It's not that great. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
You can get shot just by going to the grocery store.
I mean,
That kind of shit ain't gonna happen in Canada.
Brazil's not very. I'm just kidding.
I mean, Brazil
Yeah.
sucks. I'm not comparing it to Brazil. Right?
But that just, what does that have to do with the fighter?
That's
Like, I don't
comparing
understand.
apples and rotten apples.
Really? That's why I hate when you have any criticism towards America and people are always like, "Oh yeah, well in the Middle East, we're not talking about the fucking Middle East. America's not supposed
Wait,
to be
we're
like
supposed to be better than
Yeah.
that. Like, that's the whole country was built about.
We're
being
going.
the
We're
best.
going from this is supposed to be a great country. I wish we had affordable health care to the Middle East where fucking they kill each other all day.
Yeah,
every
where women
day.
can't drive
Yeah.
and have
Children
no
are
rights.
allowed to be molested.
That's
no
like
one
that
gives
thing-
a fuck.
Where like if you had a bad day, they're like there's kids starving. Okay, that doesn't mean I can't have a bad day.
Yeah. Oh, that guy
It's so
yelling at me
stupid.
for no reason just is all gone. I don't care.
Yeah.
Oh
getting
man,
fired
you're right.
from
There
my
are
job.
people starving out there. Oh man, maybe I should count my blessings, but you know what? I don't fucking see them.
Yes.
Like, so I don't care.
Exactly.
I hate that argument. Like, oh, you got fired from your job? There's kids dying.
And it's like, oh, I'm sorry. Does this kid have to deal with a fucking flat tire on the highway? I'm sorry. He doesn't have that. He doesn't have that problem. He doesn't have a car.
Yeah,
He
how
has
does
one
that-
problem:
How does
food.
that kid dying affect me? Yeah, it doesn't.
Right?
Demeaning
The only
people's-
kid that dies that affects me is the kid I accidentally hit to get that flat tire on the highway.
Demeaning people's problems
Like that. Is
with
so
that
stupid.
is stupid. Like just let me be a little upset. I'll get over it in an hour. Just
Like-
why do you have to fucking?
That's like when we didn't get to eat for like a day as kids, and they'd be like, "There's kids who don't get to eat for like a week." So then I'm supposed to be okay with not eating for a whole day because he didn't eat for a week.
Right? I'm
That's
hungry
stupid.
now.
Yeah.
Like, this is
I don't want to go for a week.
right, this isn't North Korea. I should be able to just have something.
And
And
why
we
is
should
it-
have told him we're well on our way. I'm
Yeah.
getting.
Why isn't? Why isn't?
It
the
always
argument-
starts off as a day. It's gonna fucking.
Yeah. Why
snowball.
isn't the argument like, "Oh yeah, you're right. We should be better"? Why is it always like, "At least we're not that bad"? Like, that's why you
Yeah,
get
how
that
that be
bad.
bad at all?
Yes,
Yes.
that's
That's how you get that bad, is by having that mindset. So stupid. Man, we got
School shootings, huh? Yeah, well, in the Middle East, they fucking kill kids.
In the
huh?
Middle East, they don't have schools to
Yeah.
shoot, and you're like, oh,
Why are you
Okay.
Why are you going to the extreme? Why
And
aren't
then-
you comparing
But then
us?
when you're like, okay, what about in the UK or Australia when they ban guns, they don't have any shootings
Oh,
like
but
that.
they have more stabbings, and then you're like, no, America's also ahead of
Right
that.
there with
Oh,
it.
well, I just have to say in that regard, we're still better than the UK. Still better. We're better at stabbing, clearly. Better at shooting. Like, what was the last British champion for UFC? Do we have a British
Leon
champion?
Edwards.
Oh, yeah, Leon.
Oh man,
I mean,
Leon is still-
technically he's Jamaican, but he was raised in the UK.
Nope, he's Jamaican. Nope.
I mean,
Nope.
then it's Michael Bisping.
Tyson Fury.
And you know what's crazy about Leon Edwards? You know how he always if somebody's in his face, he just goes like he did that to
Yeah.
Kamaru Usman. It's like, bro, they're banned in your country. He'd be just.
Actually,
Oh,
I
yeah?
don't think
It's just because the dead shot dead.
I don't think
Or
guns
headshot dead.
guns aren't banned in the UK. It's just harder to get them. No, because people say they have hunting
Well-
rifles and stuff.
Well, yeah, assault rifles are banned.
Well, it
And handguns, I believe.
Yeah, I think you can only have. No, I think you can have a handgun for self-defense in your house,
It has
but
to
you
be a
can't
certain
carry it
handgun.
outside. Like you can't just hold it like people do here.
Well, you don't
Just
have to worry
it on
about
the-
it.
Just go to Walmart with fucking
Dude.
2 6-shooters.
People do that.
I know.
I've seen a guy.
I
he
live
had-
here.
I went to Walmart. This was a couple months ago, but he had a gun here, one in around his ankle, and then I'm pretty sure he had a shirt that said my big guns are at home or some shit like that. And I was like, bro, why is that your personality?
my
Like,
big guns are at home with my balls because I can't fight
yeah,
hand to hand.
and my balls are in my wife's purse.
My big guns are at home with my tiny penis.
For when I shoot my wife after she burnt my chicken.
Yeah,
dinner.
so I can shoot my neighbor after he asked me.
Honey,
to-
can you turn off the light? Sure. Blam!
Well, my neighbor knocked on my door and asked if I can keep my dogs quiet, and we got in an argument, and I ended up shooting him, then killing myself. It's like, oh, cool.
Which is even crazier because you told that
and
story.
That's
No,
all
just-
on
Because it's true.
Yeah,
I just heard that story last week.
That's all on his shirt too.
That's
whole
that
thing.
storybook thing.
Yeah, the shirts he bought online.
Yeah, I have these guns, so you better not mess with me.
I
or
have
I'll get scared.
I have these guns to protect my rights and to protect my country, for which I love.
Yeah.
And another thing,
I have all these guns because if we get in a minor argument over a parking spot,
I will shoot you.
threaten to shoot you. And then if we get in a fight and you beat my ass,
I will kill you.
shoot you because I'm a pussy. It says on the continued on back, and you turn around, and I hate
pussy
my,
and a big ass,
and I hate my wife, and
I hate my wife. I want to kill my wife.
I want to kill my mom. I want to kill.
Man, we got way off topic.
Yeah, what were we talking about?
as a preview to our political podcast called "Lick My Polls," POLLS.
Oh man, if we started a political podcast, people would be fucking
What I
pissed.
think about abortion? It's just like, oh man, it's just like those like old school TV where it'd be like what do you like technical difficulties, because we don't know shit about politics. Like, I don't know jack shit.
We don't know that much about politics, but I feel like we have pretty strong opinions on like certain things, and I feel like we would just piss people off.
It's like, hey, don't be a dick and mind your own business. I don't give a fuck.
exactly.
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit.
What is your stance on gay marriage? Who cares? Mind your business.
I think all marriage is wrong. Like, I just.
Why do you care so much?
Oh man, you know what we do need to talk about, because you're over there watching it? Wrestling. We have to talk about wrestling,
Yeah,
kind
because
of.
there's nothing else to talk about.
Well, it's just because, wrestling is now hitting what I call the after WrestleMania lull. Oh man.
After Vince McMahon returned, lol. It's more like it, because there's supposedly rumors that he completely rewrote the script for Raw tonight. But
Do you know? Have you ever seen the SNL with Jim Carrey, and he hosts and he does the R&B character, and he has the tiny little pencil mustache. He's like, "What's up, girl?" That's what fucking Vince McMahon looks like. I don't know who the fuck.
Someone shared a picture of him on Twitter.
He looks like a white
perfect.
Little Richard.
Yeah. The piano riff. Woo.
Yeah, he looks terrible, and I don't know. I just wrestling's kind of getting a little dull right now. I hope it comes back on the upswing.
there's some stuff we could talk about in AEW, because supposedly
Oh shit! Yay!
last time we talked about AEW, I was already saying how they have way too much on-screen time.
Yeah.
Because they got 2 YouTube shows, they got 2 shows on TNT, now 3 with the backstage.
Oh yeah,
access
saw
one.
that.
Now they got a Ring of Honor show, and supposedly, which most likely, because Tony Khan has a big announcement, which he has a big announcement 24 times a month, but he's making an announcement on Wednesday, which everyone is saying is going to be a new Saturday show called Collision, which is supposed to kind of be a brand split, and it's supposed to be headed by CM Punk, who's returning in June.
I saw that CM
What?
Punk.
I thought they had a horrible falling out, and like half the locker room hates him.
I mean,
Well,
So
half
they
the
just
locker
put half
room
of the
hates him
locker room-
regardless. It
but
doesn't matter.
but then there's like a big part of the locker room that likes him and wants him back. So I guess Tony Khan's like, oh, you know.
Well, you half can go over there.
yeah,
Well, then
you
literally,
have to
that's
go to
literally-
Collision.
if something happens with
Literally.
this time with CM Punk and the talent, at some point we're just gonna have to admit maybe CM Punk is a fucking dick face.
Don't get me wrong. I think he is a dickhead, but Kenny Omega and them are not innocent in this.
Kenny
No, they're
Omega,
not.
I don't think he is, but
People are acting like they are. Though.
But
They're
there's no
acting like
way that
CM Punk just went in there.
But when CM Punk can wrestle like Kenny Omega, no, I don't.
He used to.
He used to with his old ass. Let Kenny Omega and the not so young Bucks come in.
But it's like, oh, he blamed it all on WWE, but then he goes to a different organization, has the same exact problems. So it's like,
But he didn't blame anything on AEW or anything. He just said, like Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks they just have they're like the Click, like which plenty of people had issues with the Click back in the day.
I'm just saying, if there's problems after this, it's like, all right.
But it's like WCW. Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, Cody when he was there, they're executive vice presidents, so they have a lot of control.
But Cody made sense because he
helped
actually
found the company, yeah. So did the Young Bucks.
Well,
Cody
I was going to say
didn't have
Kenny Omega
problems.
really did put the company on it, as far as wrestling went, on his back for a while.
Yeah, before like
Cody had it up
A lot
there
of
too,
guys.
though. Or he was one of them.
Cody was good.
But he was also good with he would he didn't really mind like
Losing.
But
losing.
when
That's
Kenny
the thing,
came in,
man.
he was the hottest wrestler on the fucking planet. Like there was no deny because he came fresh off of all the Tokyo Dome matches with like Okada and all that
Yeah.
shit.
Well, the thing is, they just shouldn't have signed all of these wrestlers. That was one of the
They
dumbest
do
things
have
ever.
way too many wrestlers now. And a
Too
lot of
many
guys,
big name wrestlers.
Yeah.
yeah, that like Keith Lee, Adam Cole.
Daniel Bryan.
I mean, Daniel Bryan's still he's done pretty good in AEW.
But
He just
I'm
hasn't,
just
like,
saying.
he's
You have
another guy
Daniel
who's, like, okay
Bryan,
with
Sting.
Sti-
No, just-
Sting is like undefeated for like the last 3 years or some shit.
The motherfucker can't get out of bed without being in pain, but yet you
Jumping
want
off
me to buy
scaffolding.
that he's beating these young guys? Fuck out of here.
It's like, oh my god, Sting jumped off something high. Wow.
More like fell off, like Shane just.
He kind of did that last one. He kind of just fell into him.
Jimmy Snuka when he came back for that weird Royal Rumble thing, and he literally just.
We don't need to bring him into this, right?
We don't need to bring
Why?
Jimmy.
We talked about enough pieces of shit on this
Oh.
podcast.
What did he do?
He killed
He's murdered his wife.
or girlfriend or whatever.
Yeah.
Was it his
fiance.
wife or his
I think
girlfriend?
it was fiance. So
Okay,
maybe.
so not as bad. No, I'm just kidding. I knew what the fuck he did. I was just
Yeah.
like, wait, what? What did Jimmy Superfly Snuka do?
And he has like dementia, so he forgot he did it. Or
You know what
something.
pisses me off? All the respect for what the fuck is his name?
Ultimate Warrior all of a sudden.
No.
I mean,
People
was
respect
trying-
Ultimate Warrior.
I was gonna be like,
Since
oh my
we talked
god,
about him on
what happened to
WWE all
Jimmy
the
Snuka? Oh my god, does Chris Benoit know? Like,
so there's this
Someone
picture.
shit.
There's this picture circulating on Facebook.
That's the
It's
funniest
she posted
thing.
it in 2005. Like it says, like August 20 something 2005, and she says met the professional wrestler Chris Benoit.
He's so nice in real
person.
life.
So everyone's been sharing it.
And she's like posing with him, and he's like smiling, and she's like, he's so nice in real life. Yeah.
ah.
All the signs were there. He had his hands like this around her throat.
Oh Jesus Christ! Oh my god!
Yeah, I don't know.
No, but who was I talking about?
I don't know. We're talking about wrestling.
He's like an indie fucking piece of shit.
Oh, indie
New
piece
Jack?
of shit.
New Jack. Who respects that piece of garbage? He is such a piece of shit.
Right here.
He's a
didn't
piece
even
of shit.
Right
cry.
here.
He's a
Yes.
piece of shit.
Yes.
I have no
In
respect for him.
in my defense of liking New Jack, I also did not like any of the wrestlers he fucked up. Just saying.
I
Just saying.
hate him. I
Don't
hate
care
him.
about Gypsy Joe. I don't care about the mass transit. I don't care about the dude he fucking pulled off the scaffolding.
What about the random fan that he was stabbing in the head with scissors?
You know what? Called him the N word. I said I think it's right on par.
I hate that motherfucker. Even stories outside of wrestling, he is such. Like, usually I don't really care if they're a good wrestler, but he just takes it too far. Like, he's such a scumbag. He's such a piece of shit. I can't believe he's not in jail. That's how bad it is.
Because he's dead.
well, before
But-
he died.
oh, okay. Sorry. I was like, did you not?
Well,
Did you
it's
not know
because
this? Like,
you know the liability.
well,
whatever
the
they
thing,
signed
the
him
thing
for.
that I actually kind of well, when he tells the story, god damn it, it makes me laugh. When the dude, when they did the when they fell off the scaffolding or whatever, and the dude landed on his head, the reason why he did what he did and threw him off that bigger scaffolding was because that other guy was like, oh, I hurt New Jack, and was bragging about it, and New Jack like legit lost his sight, like couldn't see, and he had like fucked up brain damage, and he was like wrapped up for I think 9 months just on the couch, not being able to see, like blind, just on his friend's couch.
God.
And then when he kept hearing like, oh yeah, I put out New Jack, and the dude was bragging about it, and he got booked against him, once he got healed, and didn't do anything to him for like the first 4 matches, and they're like, we're gonna put him in a scaffolding match, and he's like, and then I bought a taser, and I was like, wow, what a psycho.
He's just some of the
He
shit
really-
I heard he's done to like women and stuff,
He,
like hookers. I'm like, how is he not in jail?
Bro, when they were on the scaffolding, what he said to the guy is like, he was tasing him, and he's like, Jack, I can't feel my legs, and he's like, you won't need legs where you're going, and tosses him
Yeah,
off.
he
That's the
thought he
last
was
thing
gonna
he
die.
said to him.
Yeah, he literally said he thought he was gonna.
Yeah, he
kill
thought he
him.
was gonna kill him, but then the rope saved him, and
That's
then he was like,
crazy.
shit,
He's
like,
nuts.
and then climbed down and pinned him.
He's fucking nuts.
Ah. Bro, he was on this other podcast, Legionist Gangs. Shout out Legionist Gangs if I ever do it, that would be dope. But anyway, he was on Legionist Gangs, and they went to surprise him, and one of the dudes put on like a Rey Mysterio mask, and he pulled out a knife because they scared him, and he just went, oh, and then like realized what was going on, put it back in his pocket, and you're like, yo.
Imagine you would just stab that guy.
That would have been the greatest podcast I have ever watched in my whole life.
Guy doesn't even stop. He's like, man, here you just stabbed me. I'm bleeding all over the place. Yeah, man, it's funny.
He's like, haha, that's right.
Oh, you're crazy. Yeah, I'm probably gonna pass out. Mid podcast just faints. Man, what were we talking about?
Oh, pieces of shit wrestlers. That's what it always comes
We
down
went from
to.
Jimmy Snuka to how I hate New Jack.
I like how
No,
it
we
started
started
from
with
CM Punk.
Yeah, CM Punk and
Chris Benoit, Jimmy Snuka, and New Jack. I feel kind of bad categorizing it with them.
Who?
well,
CM Punk.
they're as bad of people as CM Punk is at UFC fighting. So I feel like it kind of it works. Like I found the bridge and I crossed it.
I've never been like more baffled or like just shook my head in pure disappointment of why the fuck is he fighting when he tried to jump up and like try to get a guillotine, and Mike Jackson was like trying to hop up. I was like, oh my god, what is he doing?
But
here?
who was a bigger piece of shit, him or Mike Jackson?
CM Punk.
I don't know, man. Mike Jackson, how did he not finish him?
Yeah.
He was fucking him up. But that was just so. He literally was like little kids fighting, like here. And Mike Jackson was like, "What the?"
Isn't it crazy to say though that he will have 2 pay-per-view fights? Like
2 pay-per-view losses.
I'm still though.
But one of them wasn't even a fight. He just got fucking choked out by Mickey Cole. That was so fast.
We're about to go into why I think Dana White's a piece of fucking shit.
Is that every podcast? It's always
Dana White is like my Eli.
Yeah, I was like, you're gonna have to have beef with Dana White. That's fine.
Like
I
the
literally
shit with,
hate Dana White though.
like the shit with Colby Covington. Why he says he hates Colby Covington? I think they're best friends behind scenes. Because there's no way that he's giving him this special treatment if he hates his guts.
Yeah, behind scenes they're like, you see this picture I drew of Donald Trump naked, and Dana White's like, oh, that's so hot.
He's like, oh man, that's so cool. I'm gonna put it on my refrigerator after I suck your penis.
Oh, you're getting that title fight for sure.
Dana White's like, hey, you think later backstage you can put on Donald's wig and it'll get me so hard? I'm just
Hey, do you think maybe later as you're fucking me from behind, you could talk about how shitty Brazil is? That would be dope.
Oh man.
But I mean, it just doesn't. He has.
You think Dana White backs it up? I bet he does. I bet he
don't want to
does.
think about it. I'm just gonna...
I don't know, man.
No? Really?
Colby's pretty.
I think about it all the time.
Colby's
Anyway.
pretty feminine. You see how he like keeps his eyebrows and shit? He probably takes it.
He probably takes it. You think he throws it back? Yeah, he does.
But it's just that his only win in the last 3 years is Jorge Masvidal, who his only win in the last 3 years, he didn't have.
Yeah, he didn't have any wins. The only win was him
His last
beating
win,
up Colby in the club.
Yeah, his last win was Nate Diaz in 2019.
God damn,
And then
dude,
Colby
that's...
beat him, hasn't beat anybody in the top 10. He gets a title shot.
Dana White has the nerve to say Pryor doesn't get an immediate title shot at light heavyweight. He hasn't beaten anybody. Bitch ass.
Yeah, and then he's like, Colby came to London, made weight. So did fucking Sergey. He came and made weight. He's not getting the next heavyweight title shot. There was another guy.
I don't know why they just don't give him Belil.
Now Blue's fighting Gilbert. But
I know, it's dumb, but that should have been the fight.
Been the fight, yeah. It should have been...
Why didn't the Brazilian
Actually, I think it should have
cartel
been-
kidnap Colby?
I think it should have been Colby and Gilbert, and then it should have been Khalil and Shavkat.
I would have been fine with either, yeah.
But here we are. It's Belil and Gilbert and fucking Colby and Leon, I guess. Stupid.
And if I was Leon Edwards, they'd be like, who's next? You think Colby's next? Who? Because
Like Nate
yeah,
Diaz.
yeah, I would have done the same shit.
He's like, if you
Who's
went
that?
up to welterweight, would you fight Colby? He's like, who's that? He's like, Covington?
Never heard of him.
Yeah, I don't know that guy.
He's right there yelling at you.
He said if he gets a couple wins, then maybe. He said if he gets a couple wins, then maybe we could throw down.
That's what I would have said.
There's a lot of people yelling at me.
Yeah, right?
That gay one right there. Just kidding. Oh.
It's like, oh, that's Colby. Oh, shit. Yeah, fuck that guy.
With that, like, leopard tattoo on his arm. Why does he have those spots?
I don't know.
Horrible.
All of his shit's dumb.
You know make great television. It's like Colby standing up doing his stupid fake tough guy thing, and if someone from behind with like a bat or something.
Doesn't Colby have like a USA tattoo or like a soldier's tattoo kind of thing?
Flag or something.
He has the
American flag.
He has the U.S. Olympic wrestling flag.
Oh, okay. I was always wondering. I was like, is that like a military tattoo? Because I don't think this dude's ever been in the military.
He's a bootlicker, 100%.
Yeah.
He's never been in the military, but he like hypes it up all the time, like.
John Cena.
Come fuck me, soldiers of me. That's what he does. If you have to pay women to hang out with you, you're just an intolerable piece of shit.
Oh, well, sorry then.
He just loves privates, right?
He just loves what?
Privates.
Privates?
Yeah, like people just going into the army, dicks.
Oh.
Dicks
we
and
were
balls.
talking about him paying for women. He was like, hey, he just likes privates. I was like...
No, we were talking about him loving the military.
Yeah, he loves...
But I literally just
He loves new recruits. He loves dicks and balls. All the privates. His favorite movie is Shaving Private Ryan.
Shaving Ryan's private.
Oh, that's what it is. Dang it, take two.
We're live, pal.
No, we're live, pal. Actually, we're recording.
Yeah, let me try that again.
He made sure you didn't go live. Don't you remember?
Yeah, we're not live, pal, but
I don't know how to
I'm not
edit.
good at editing, so
Yeah.
I'm not doing it.
That's why we leave everything in there, even the fucking horrible shit.
Yeah.
The little
it's bad.
clips I clipped off to put on TikTok, God, that shit took me like 2 hours. It's fucking hard to get like right where you
You should have
want,
clipped
like-
that time for the last podcast when Adam was like 90. You were like bucks.
Bucks.
I mean, I have it. I can still do it.
That was so funny. He was like,
You can have my $90. Like, am I hurting that bad? Dang, okay. Alright. You son of a
You
bitch.
can have my 90.
You're just like bucks.
You son of a bitch.
What a penis thing to say.
What?
That was just so funny.
Oh,
He
man.
can. Oh yeah, he's gonna sue me. You can have my $90. The fact that he didn't say dollars is
Bucks. And the fact that I was just gonna say my 95 like Pontiac.
it's probably worth $90.
I'm gonna have to pay them $90 to take it.
Yeah. Yeah, like posted on Marketplace, but like, what is it, Pontiac Fiero?
Free to a good home. It's a
Yeah, some guy's
Pontiac
like,
Grand Prix.
some guy messages you, I'll take 90 for it.
I'd be like, hey, fuck off, Christian. All right, piece of shit.
Free to a good home, like it's a dog.
Rehoming.
You should hear the way it starts up.
Sounds like a dog hurling.
Acting like it's
It makes like this sound when dogs are like have a hairball. So
God, it was fucking awful.
we're acting like it's like old man Jenkins jalopy or something.
Old man Adam and his
Yeah, I have 3 tires, but I hoist the other, like, I hoist the front end with a rope while I'm driving. Like, that's how bad it is.
They're strong, man.
Okay.
Like
Yeah,
that
you're
thing
strong
that
when
we
you gotta
said,
be.
You're fucking driving in your hands like you have to wind it up every morning.
Pow! Pow! Hurry up, get in!
Like a fucking.
Going up a hill, you're like, oh, I don't know if it's gonna make it.
Going 40?
Yeah.
The wheels are shaking?
Oh, man.
Man,
That's
my
too
car's a
fucking
piece of shit.
Oh, man.
Oh man.
That's so funny.
Triple H about to make his announcement.
He's like, all right, I'm changing my name to Double H. I'm dropping the hearse. Hunter Helmsley.
Hearse Helmsley.
Yeah, dropping the Hunter, just first Helmsley. I'm just Helmsley.
I'm just Helmsley.
It's just
H. I'm the H.
It's all about the H.
You don't want to play it? The H stands for his whore wife. I'm just kidding.
Too bad horse stand that starts
I
with a
know.
W. Oh, okay. I was like,
And she had dirty, disgusting trash bag hoe.
Yeah.
Trash bag hoe.
No.
Oh, good old Jericho. That's what we need back in WWE.
Jericho.
Yeah, we always need more Jericho.
He said he'd never come back unless they offered him a lot.
Unless they paid me more.
See, I'd never go back. We'll give you
I
5
mean,
million.
honestly,
All right.
I guess we can wrap this one up and then bring out another episode later on this week.
Yep. Since I'm leaving this time.
Yeah, everyone's just leaving.
Christian was the one leaving for a week last time. Now I'm leaving for a week.
I don't do anything.
I trust me. I don't want to. I'm just kidding.
Hey, what if Teal watches?
She knows.
Then I say I'm telling you. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you for allowing me into your house.
Yeah, we'll be back in a few days to talk about all the upcoming stuff since we cleared out all the stuff we missed.
And from my family to yours, if you don't like the show, I say, shove it up your ass. Good night.